Okay, so some of you are really studious and you've already looked through all the papers at your table. Some of you haven't, and so that's a good thing. What we have is a game. It's called People Bingo. So on the bottom of your paper stack is a bingo paper that looks like, if you can see it, looks like this. How many of you guys play bingo professionally? Yeah, right. Nobody rose their hand. Okay, so what we're going to do is have a little bit of fun. It's going to cause you to get up out of your seats and to get to know some people. So this is what we want you to do. We want you to make a bingo. Okay, so check out, read through this, find people up, down, or across that make a, oh my goodness, stop it. I have to say go. Okay. You can't start until I say go. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Let's get some music, Tyler, if we can. The first person to run up to me and give me a sheet gets a big bingo. Wow, this one's so quick. All right, that was so quick. Wait, Pastor Dean, I need some help here. You gotta help me out. Oh, okay, that's good. Did people have to be were they in the room? I left that out. My bad. Okay, so, all right, I want to know who these people are. Okay, so next we're going to go for a blackout, okay? So whoever gets a blackout, come and give me your paper, okay? Blackout? You guys can go all over the room. It doesn't just have to be your table. You can go all over the room, okay? Yeah, you can bring it to me. Okay, bingo. Now, we need a blackout. Okay. All of us. Blackout. We got a bingo. Just to repeat, we got a bingo already, but now we're looking for a blackout. Which is, for those of you that don't know, a blackout is the whole entire sheet, okay? Remember, you can move tables, you can go across the room, meet some new people. I need the first person with a blackout to come on up here. I got some people that are very close, so keep it going. Uh-oh.
May I have your attention, please? If you're not on Facebook, please see me. Not on Facebook. You're not.
Only because you're so nice that I let you do that. So we're still looking for that blackout. We're getting out some more tables and chairs. You guys are awesome for coming out. This is going to be a great night. When I made this, I made sure that I think we could black it out if we needed to. guys are doing awesome. Keep it up. You guys are doing great. Don't lose energy. Keep it up. You got this. Somebody's a winner in this room. You can do it. We got some people that are very close here. You guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. We have bingo already, but we're looking for a blackout. We got some people that are social butterflies that are Okay, folks. Caleb Sanders, come on up. We have a blackout. Caleb, our resident Smarty Pants. He did. Sean wants to race. Caleb, can you tell us who all of the people on this are? Yes, I want to know who the people are. He doesn't know. Okay, so tell me some of them, Caleb.
I know that Tracy Ocampo can name all the 7 dwarves. Gene Denny, he has been to the Tuesday leadership lunches. Malcolm has been in the Armed Forces. Renell volunteers in children's ministry. Carolyn Liu loves to cook. Gloria has 2 dogs. Jay Peter loves to hike and go to the river. Max Vasilchuk can do skateboard tricks. Kirby Lou, who lives less than a mile from the church. Kelvin Jackson has been to both the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. And that's all that I remember.
Oh, all right. I thought we only had one family that was married over 50 years, but I think you said because we have the Pruitts that have been married 50 or more years. Oh, okay, awesome. All right, so Caleb Sanders is the big winner. Let's everybody give Caleb a big hand. It's okay, don't be sad. I know a lot of you got very close, and I commend you. Also, Caleb didn't win anything, so it's okay. It's okay. Don't be sad. Don't be jealous. He got a big hug, which was just a lot of appreciation. So you can make your way to sit back down, find your seat. We got some extra seats back there in case there's not enough. All right, everybody. So like I said, tonight is a night of vision. And we're going to talk about some great stuff. But one of the things we wanted to do, which we haven't done in a while, we have some great volunteers here at Real Life Church that we absolutely love so much. And it's many of you here in this room. And so we wanted to take an opportunity to appreciate some of you. Now, we have some awards that we were thought, what are some real life awards? And we're going to go over those in a second. But I want to say before we announce who the people that got the awards are, it was tough. Right, staff? We sat in a room and we went over the names, and it was tough to say this couple or this person should get it. So I want you to know that maybe one couple got the award, but there are many people that fit these categories. And so I just want to say a big thank you. In fact, everybody give yourselves a hand for how awesome you guys are supporting this church and all that you do. Pastor Dean, you want to come up and help me pass out these? We'll do that. Okay, first up is a couple that has really just got in there and got it done. You can find them being here early, late. They are amazing. They've been here for a long time. They support this church in a lot of different ways, but one of the biggest ways is that if we ask, we know that they're going to do it, and they're going to do it well. So we're going to present the Get It Done Award.
There's a video.
Oh, there's a video. I'm sorry. All right, let's show the video first. Yeah, we're leaving you hanging, so. That's right, give everybody a big hand. I want to say thanks to Chris Williams. He put that together. He does a lot of awesome photography around here, and so Chris, thanks so much for putting that together. Okay, so without further ado, our Get It Done Award goes to Kirk and Rebecca Inman. Come on up, guys. So Kirk is with the Grey Wolves. You cook, you tear down, you set up. You do a lot of things around here. We appreciate you very much, Kirk. All right, next is the RLC Most Wanted. This is not a bad thing. This is a good thing, but this is a couple that's wanted everywhere. Any team they're on, we are glad they're on it. And sometimes we may even fight over, no, I need them here. No, I need them here. And so they do a good job wherever they're put, and they're fantastic all over the place. So this award for the RLC Most Wanted, it's a good thing, goes to Ron and Rhonda Kawa. You guys are awesome. Yes. All right, next up, this is one of my favorites. This is the Keep It Real Award, and this goes to a couple that is the most genuine, caring, consistent, loyal. They're so faithful. They just keep it real at Real Life Church. And this was almost a unanimous vote. And this couple is just a pillar of this church. And so we want to say thank you to Isaac and Bonnie Sims. Let's give them a big hand. They probably go to 90% of hospital visits. And they're here at everything, even with the loud music, whatever it might be. They love people. And so we just are so thankful they're here at our church. Next up, I don't know if you guys know, but we love discipleship here at Real Life Church. It is something, it is one of our values. It's what we want people to do. And so this next award is the Disciple Maker Award. And this is a couple that makes disciples. That's what they do. And that's their focus, their purpose. They've done it all their life, and they will continue to. And so we want to say a big thank you for all your hard work, valuing people. And that is Bob and April Basura. Now, I have to say, they almost didn't come tonight because they were making sure their son was taken care of. So we got them to come out. Thank you, guys. All right, next up, we got 3 more here. Now, you guys know Neighborhoods to Nations is one of our themes. We talk about it all the time. And we have all kinds of stuff. We go from neighborhoods to nations. And so we thought we would do an award that encapsulated that volunteer. And so this is a person that has gone to the neighborhoods, and she is passionate about it. She gets other people involved. And that is Maria Dominguez. Come on down. Is she here? Did she make it? Is she here? She didn't make it today, probably because she's in the neighborhoods. Yeah, it's very possible. All right, this is a special award. We are going to hear tonight the word visioneer over and over again because our volunteers, we're going to go from a volunteer to a visioneer. And like I said, Pastor Dean's going to explain what exactly that is. But we have a person in this church that is a visioneer. She is here early, late, sets up, tears down, has impacted almost everybody in this church, sometimes, most of the time, behind the scenes. I know some of our staff couldn't do what they do without her. It wouldn't happen. And so we want to say a big, huge, this is our Visioneer Award to Renelle Alford. Come on down, Renelle. If you have kids, Renelle has impacted their life like you don't even know. She's the lunch lady. She sews things. She's here for Splash Week. She gets soaking wet. She makes lunches. She is absolutely amazing. And I know Pastor Sean and his team, they could not do what they do without her. So thank you, Renelle. Okay, last but not least, we know that teamwork makes the dream work, right? And so we have the Dream Team Award. This goes to a team that really does a lot that we never see. And a lot that sometimes we see and, we tell them. And so they get a lot of thankless jobs. And so we just wanted to give a huge shout out. This is the Dream Team Award, and it goes to every person that is on the media team. So if you are that person, go ahead and stand. If you have served at the cameras, at the soundboard, at the computer, maybe you've taken video, pictures, whatever it might be, you are the dream team. Thank you guys so very much. Yeah, come on up, come on up. Come on up. So I asked Pastor D, can you get a picture of your tech team? And she said, it's hard because we're always working. Everybody's always working. And that's exactly right. So this goes to, you guys, we don't ever see them. They're just in the back doing some awesome work. And so let's give them one big, more huge hand. And we're going to keep this award back there at the tech team. Or you guys could maybe take it home, take a break and pass it around. A couple weeks ago, we I don't know if you guys know, but we have a Tuesday lunch that we do here in the office, and it's just a time for Pastor Dean to share some stuff about what's coming up and do some leadership lessons. And so we were sitting in that meeting, and we had some people share, and this Agnes, if you want to make your way up here, we were talking about volunteering, and she just dropped this powerful, amazing testimony. We were not even expecting just what was going to transpire. And I think, Dean, it was maybe your third week here. And so, come on up, Agnes. And so she just, she was talking, and I think Pastor Dean probably almost fell over because it was just such an awesome moment, how people got connected, and she was fulfilled. And so, Agnes, would you just tell us a little bit about what happened?
Okay. I'm just still, every time I think about it, it just makes me want to cry. I'll make a long story short if that's possible. I've been going to Real Life for 3 years now, and I've been sitting over here. I started off over here, and I moved over to this pew, and I just sat here for 3 years. And for the last couple of months, God's been pulling me to do something in the church. But I didn't know what it was. But in the meantime, I had applied for a job that I was probably going to be leaving, I thought, leaving Sacramento. So I was confused about, okay, so if I'm going to be doing something in the church, God, why am I going to be leaving Sacramento? That doesn't make sense. So anyway, I've been praying about it. I just prayed about it, to God, just tell me what to do. What do I need to do? Am I going to work in the church? What am I going to do? So I didn't get the job that I wanted, but I did get the job that God wanted me to have, and that's here in Sacramento. And I was offered a position here to volunteer in the church to work on the urgent care ministry, because my heart is to help people, and God knows my heart, and I didn't know what I was fit in here. I didn't know what to do. I don't know all the positions here or what to help at, but God knew my heart, and he knew where I was going to fit in. And after I prayed, 2 days later, I was offered the position, and God just worked everything out for me because I didn't want to leave Sacramento. I love my church, and I love what we're doing. I love what we're going, and he just blessed me to stay here, and he blessed me with a position that I can even just give here, and I can give to my daughter's church, and he's just blessing me so much that I can't even just imagine. And he just gave me the desires of my heart, and I just thank God for that.
Good, Agnes. It's so awesome. She shared more too. It just fits in with her job, what she does at work, and it's amazing how God, he knows our heart. He's made us unique, and he's crafted us, and he knows all that. And so at just the right moment, she was able to find the right spot here at Real Life Church, and it's just been a beautiful match. And so we're going to talk more about, Pastor Dean, come on up. He's going to talk some more about, don't you guys love Pastor Dean? Yes. I think we're pretty blessed, and so I'm going to take it away.
Wow, I'm blown away. Thank you guys for coming out. This says a lot, and this is a big statement, I think, in the heavenlies as well. So I know the devil is trembling tonight, and I'm excited about what God is doing, but thank you so much. I was just looking out here when we were handing out these awards, almost coming to tears, because I realize that God is stirring the hearts of his people. And when you simply put out the call to prayer, and 70 to I think we had over 70, almost 90 people I don't know, it was pretty full last night. People coming out to prayer for 6 weeks straight. Really unprecedented what I'm experiencing personally on Tuesday nights. Have never experienced a prayer meeting quite like these Tuesday nights, and I'm not hyping it up. It's just a move of God, and then to just put, you guys don't know what a revision night. I didn't even know what a revision night was But I knew we needed a rallying point. And for you to say yes, really not to me, but what the Holy Spirit is saying to all of us is just so encouraging, because there is a community that he wants to impact through every single one of us. And he's going to do that and has been doing that by getting us healthy and strong. You guys know that the Lord told me we're going to get healthy in 3 areas: a healthy staff, a healthy church, and then healthy finances. And he's been doing all 3. And by the way, I have a testimony. For the 2nd week in a row, we have met the adjusted projected budget in my 9th week. So that is incredible. At our prayer night, we had just the power of testimony. And we've got, just by the way, we've gotten so many miles out of Agnes's testimony. That's probably the 4th time she's told it. But we actually, not last night, but the week before, we had 3 people share testimonies on what God has done in their lives, just whether it's getting a job or financially, increase, promotions, all those types of things. And since we shared those, since those testimonies, we've had report after report after report of people saying yes to God in giving and seeing God increase, whether it's a job promotion or something like that. So it's a good reason to give God praise. So really excited about what God is doing. And so I just really want to just share my heart a little bit about revision. And many times the answer to the solution you need is hidden inside the people around you. I've been pastoring a lot of years, not as a lead pastor, but been pastoring now, I think it's 23 years or something like that. But we encounter people every Sunday at church who are smarter than us, more creative than us, and are waiting for us to invite them to really help. I've had so many quality people, and I'm impressed by the quality of people that God has gathered at Real Life, but impressed so much. But people saying, Pastor Dean, what can I do to help? And what can I do to help? And be honest with you, as we've just, this is my 9th week. And so I've just been saying, this is literally what the Lord spoke to me. I was saying, God, what are you saying? He said, get to September. Okay, that's big, God. Just get to September. All right. Fasten your seatbelt, hold on tight, get to September. So that's what I've been doing. And I really haven't had an answer to that question until tonight. And really since that the church has stabilized, which is just a miracle of God. People have responded, not to me, but just to what God is doing. And so for that, I am thankful. I think one of the biggest traps for the life of any church when it comes to vision, volunteers, servant leadership, all that stuff, is to think that we are creating and filling jobs instead of helping people to fulfill their calling. And as your pastor, listen, I'm not looking for people to fill needs. I'm looking for people to fulfill their calling and destiny. And so there are things in your heart, there are things in my heart that we have not yet seen birth, that we will see birth. But we are in process. We are getting stronger day by day. We are getting healthier day by day. But there's a big difference than just saying, hey, can you fill this need, which sometimes is necessary. But if we're just always in I'm feeling a need mode, we are never satisfied. We get discouraged. It only lasts a few weeks, right? We get burnt out. It's all of those things, right? So tonight, I'm not asking you to help me fulfill my vision. I'm here tonight to ask you to allow me to help you fulfill your vision. How will that happen? When every single one of us, including myself, pursues one common vision that's bigger than all our visions combined. How many know there's one vision over this house? It takes all our talents, and I've been saying this for several weeks, all our time and all our treasure to accomplish that one vision. Tonight, I just want to talk to you briefly about a prophetic season that I believe we're about to step into as a church. It's a process that I've labeled revision. Revision is defined as an alteration. There's a little play on words there, but how many know God has been calling us to the altar of prayer? And that's where real change takes place. And that's why I'm so blown away by what's happening on Tuesday nights, because I've done prayer meetings before at other churches. I've been at conferences where, you're on the last crescendo song of, exalt thee, all of those things. But what I'm experiencing on Tuesday night, like I mentioned, is unprecedented. God is moving, but it's in that place of prayer where I feel like this change is coming from. Revision is a vision that is marked by a difference, a modification, a redoing, a refashioning, a remaking, a remodeling, a revamping, a review, a change, a revision, a reworking, and a variation. I told you my first week here that I wasn't here to start a new vision, but I was going to be handed the vision that's been over this house for, 11 years, I'm guessing, maybe 14 years, whatever that number is, I forget. Is it 11? So 11 years. It's 14 years since my church plant closed. All right, that was it. All right. If you didn't know. But it's going to take a revision. It's going to take some tweaking. It's going to take some modification. It's going to take some remodeling. How many notice some remodeling going on? There's some changes that are happening, not just in what you can see, but internally. In the soul of this church, something is shifting. There is a hunger in this house that God is filling. Those that hunger and thirst for righteousness, what? Will be filled. And God is filling us. There is a hunger in this church that I am so pleased and thankful for. God has been calling us back to the altar to get his mind, his heart, and his clarity regarding the vision over real life. So what's our vision? You're like, good question, right? What's our vision? And so if I was to take all of the things that I've seen written down or hanging on a banner or all those things, I could sum it up with this. And this is the official mission statement of real life, because I haven't even told my staff about this, but if I were to take all the statements, it could be summed up in these words: a multicultural church family bringing hope to our neighborhoods and the nations. That could sum it up. Everything that I've seen could be summed up right there. If that's the vision, and again, you're not going to see a poster on Sunday with that on it yet, but it might be something similar to it. But if that was the vision, if I was to say that is the vision, that Real Life is a multicultural church family bringing hope to our nations, or to our neighborhoods and the nations, how would we fulfill it? Well, I want to tell you. The first step in fulfilling that vision, which I believe is a mandate over this house, is we're going to fulfill it together. Everybody say together. Turn to your neighbor and say, that means you. All right? So there's no getting out of it because I'm not going to fulfill a vision by myself. Pastor Darnisha is not going to fulfill a vision by herself. Pastor Andrew, Pastor Jesse, none of us staff members are going to fulfill a vision. Not even our whole staff combined can fulfill what God sees happening over this church. It's going to take a multicultural family to do what God wants to do in this community. You see, vision can never be a me thing. It must be a we thing. It's not about a certain department. It's not about a certain ministry expression. It's about what we need to do together to get where God is wanting to take us. How many of you are willing to do whatever it takes to get where God wants to take us? I'm ready to do that. we obviously have lived in Folsom, and we're looking forward to moving closer to the church because traffic's getting pretty bad right about now. But, you know, we raised our family. We moved from the Bay Area to Folsom 14 years ago and raised our family there. Josiah was, I think, in first grade, and Mariah was in preschool. And when Josiah got the age, we enrolled him in Folsom Junior Bulldog football. You guys know about these junior football leagues? They're more serious than the NFL. Let's just put it that way. And so Josiah was 10, and his first year he was a lineman. And I was like, come on, man. No, I mean, it just, you know, I knew he was more athletic than that. And so the next year he goes out. Actually, later that year, they pop him out at receiver. And, you know, I'm like, okay, that's more like it. The next year, they put him as quarterback as the 11-year-old. And he literally goes, and I'm not bragging about my son. Yes, I am. But he literally goes undefeated from the time he's 11 to the time he's in 8th grade. It's like 23-0 or something like that. And so, you know, he's being touted as the next great thing. And if you know anything about Folsom, you know, they're kind of a quarterback factory there. And so he's kind of being touted as the next thing. And so his freshman year, he enrolls at Folsom. He transfers from Capital Christian to Folsom. And 2 other quarterbacks show up with him. One kid had transferred, actually their parents had held him back and transferred him in from, actually held him out of school a year. He showed up at Folsom, and then another kid came, transferred in. So there are 3 quarterbacks that freshman year, and they rotated that entire freshman year. Josiah played defense, all those things. The next year, they all got bumped up to varsity, and there was one quarterback, you might be familiar with the name, Jake Browning, set all kinds of records around here in NorCal, plays for the University of Washington now. Well, obviously, he was the choice quarterback. And so I wasn't disappointed at all as a dad. I'm like, are you sure we picked the right school? You could go back to Capital. I mean, you know. But what was interesting was they asked several players, because these kids, they grew up together in the junior football league, and when they all got on varsity, they were all asked to play different roles. And that's when Josiah was asked to play receiver. And I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? He said, yeah, Dad, just whatever it takes. There was like several kids that had never played different positions. Josiah went to receiver. Long story short, Josiah ends up being an all-state wide receiver his senior year. That team, because they were willing to sacrifice, you know, people get particular about the position they want to play, right? Because they were willing to sacrifice, that team went down as, that 2015 team went down as one of the greatest teams in Sacramento history, if not the greatest. There's an argument. For those of you that know about Cordova in the early 70s, there's a big argument there. But my point is this. Are we willing to, and by the way, out of that team, a record-setting 8 players went to play Division I football. Are we willing to put our preferred role aside for the greater good of Real Life Church? In other words, are there some things that we are unwilling to do because we are locked in on our role? Secondly, how are we going to fulfill the vision? Through sacrifice. In order for the future of our church to flourish, we're going to have to resist the temptation of becoming consumers. Consumerism is the opposing force to the community that God is desiring to build in our church. Consumerism, if you're having a hard time connecting, or you're having a hard time getting in deeper relationships, I can almost guarantee you'll find a little bit of consumerism mentality in folks that quite can't do it because they're either not committed enough, or it doesn't lead them into deeper connection because they're just here on Sundays, checking in, checking out. I can never get connected. That kind of thing. Strong churches, genuine friendships, are only built in the trenches, or not only, I shouldn't say that. Strong churches, genuine friendships are built in the trenches of team ministry. Have you ever been on a good team? If everyone is coming to get their needs met, needs will continue to go unmet. But here's the exciting thing, and this is the opportunity that we have tonight. When you begin to meet needs, because you're just jumping in. How many know the message, feet first? That was a message on prayer, but if you can stretch that a little bit. But not only do we meet the needs of others when we jump in feet first, your personal need for fulfillment, accomplishment, and satisfaction begin to get met, as well as deeper community begins to develop. When you sacrifice, when you just say yes, and you're willing to do, listen, that's where, in the trenches of ministry, where you're getting your hands dirty, right? I don't know if you've ever been on a missions trip or some kind of ministry where you had to work really hard. Anybody been on one of those? How many know those are some of the best memories that you ever had? I remember going to Rancho de sus Niños, and we had to dig a trench for a latrine. How many know that's giving God glory right there? Right? But I still remember that, and the kids that I took on that trip in Rancho de sus Niños, they remember that to this day, because we were piling rock in wheelbarrows, we were crying, we were complaining for Jesus, all those things. But man, we remembered it, and our hearts were bonded together. But when we begin to meet needs, because we're jumping in feet first, our personal need for fulfillment, accomplishment, and satisfaction begin to get met through sacrificial service. From the church that I just came from, Jesus Culture, again, we started off fresh, so in 2 years, we were quickly at 2,000 people, and I was over assimilation, so I had the opportunity and the privilege of connecting 650 volunteers to active service. Everybody say active. Not people that said, I might serve, but people that were actually serving at least once a month. 650 people. How many know that's a lot of folks? But one of the things that was so amazing is that the community that people were finding while they were serving. People's lives were literally being changed and transformed because they were just saying, what can I do? Nothing's too low for me. Nothing's out of the discussion. Tell me where do you need me? And so this culture of this servanthood culture began to develop, and it was so healthy. And as we were transitioning out of there, I can look back and I can honestly tell you, it's one of the strongest volunteer cultures I've ever seen, because there wasn't an ounce of consumerism in it. And I'm not joking. People were just willing to say yes and whatever it takes. And when you have 2,000 people and you have to set up, you have to get at the high school at, before 7 a.m. and you're not out of there till late at night, it takes people just to say, I'll do whatever it takes. I want to show you a video, and I'm not promoting that you should go to Jesus Culture, all right? But I just wanted you to see what happens when we are willing to sacrifice. I want you to hear these testimonies of these volunteers that we put together for a night just like this. And the next video we put together is going to be real life, sharing their testimonies. But I just want you to hear about the life change that can happen when we start serving and we just start saying yes to whatever God has for us.
Josh. I've been serving for a while here, more so the last year, and I got really involved in the hosts, doing setup and tear down. I was really involved in that. That's sort of what got me back into life in general. After being in the military for so long, I really miss that aspect of having such close friends and like a brotherhood. And when I started coming to Jesus culture, is when people really started to, they actually just opened up their arms to me, and I felt accepted right off the bat, and it just brought a sense of belonging for me. And I just felt the Holy Spirit telling me, you're able to do it, you have time, and you should do it. And I didn't really want to come back to church after one moment and relax on the day, but I decided I wanted to, so I started coming back at night to tear down, and we were able to just sit down and talk to each other as we're working, and just get really involved in each other's lives with that. Being part of the setup and tear down team and the campus team, so many people have just encouraged me and spoken into my life. Just many different struggles that I was going through. People were just able to pray over me, love on me, and just share what the Holy Spirit was sharing with them. And it helped grow my faith a lot, and it helped grow my walk as well. As my team affirms me every day as we went through and doing what we needed to do, it just helps to bring out that value and that purpose that I feel that just strongly connects me to what Jesus Culture is doing here in the community, and I really enjoy that.
I did Elements about a year ago. When I did Elements, I just was gonna okay, I'm gonna do it, but I wasn't like, I wanna serve on this team. It was the last day, and I was like, who knows if I'll, end up signing up to serve on a team or not. Jessica stands up with, and says, I'm on the hospitality team. And I was like, oh, what's that, And she explained it, how we host the host. Like, instantly I was like, I didn't know that existed. That's what I wanna do. That's it, And it was like, my heart was fluttered. When they told us, we pretty much go in the morning before everyone's there, or second service or third service, and set things up, set up coffee and everything, and I was like, okay. Well, let's see, I'm not really a morning person. I can't get up early to save my life, and I'm always finding slate everywhere, and oh boy, this is gonna be a challenge. But I was like, okay, you know what, I can do that. You know what, I struggled with waking up early, and I struggled being on time, and that would be a great way to challenge myself and to grow and to be held accountable. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. And I said, all right, God, you're gonna have to wake me up in the morning and give me bursts of energy. And so I did sign up and doing the first service, and we get there now at 8. I love being here before everybody else. I love setting up. I leave after serving just, man, I do that every day. That's what God told me to do. I love it. There's nothing better.
I love the theme, Hope is Alive, and it is very much. But I didn't really exactly know what that meant. And after 7 months of being involved with Jesus Culture, I'm really beginning to see and reflect upon that I've been changed by hope. When I came with, and I still have, situations in my life that can be discouraging. My son, who has severe disabilities, and I care for him, and I have for a long time, and he and other family members that I have ongoing challenges, and I love caring for them, I love being involved with them, but when I came to Jesus Culture, I just couldn't really see past his limitations, also the limitation of what I saw in my own physical health, of having Lyme disease and struggling with that for 6 years. So the hope that I found week after week, really I'd say every week practically, I've had a breakthrough in hope. That is the greatest part of my story, definitely, is that I'm still waiting that Jesus makes it all okay, and have his Spirit change me by giving me his hope.
I'm on the hospitality team, and so while we were in the hospitality team, somebody dropped a knife, and I had closed-toed shoes and such, but the dull side of the knife actually just grazed my foot. So immediately I was thinking, I work for a company that has a lot of safety culture and stuff, so I was like, oh, where's the first aid kit? So I started looking for first aid kits, asking questions, that kind of thing, and nobody just knew anything. And so for us, we started asking around, and we kind of saw a gap, just something that kind of needed to be filled and stuff. So we found some first aid kits online, pretty inexpensive, that kind of stuff.
And we just offered them.
Yeah.
We hadn't really been told or given permission or been highlighted hey, go ahead and fill that need. We just thought, Jesus, they need first aid kits and we're capable, so we'll just offer them out and see what they do with them.
And so Nicole working in the medical field and stuff, like we started to figure out like what's the best way to kind of communicate it out to people, or to communicate out like a medical emergency, and then like how to notify people, maybe building a team around that.
And that was kind of the next stage, is we just realized, okay, so there probably is a need. So we began to communicate the need for a response team, maybe a safety team, maybe a medical team. And we started touching base with some of our leaders, and Kelly and I both noticed a gap. And with our two different skill sets, we just realized that there was a need for a safety, a first aid kit, something to enhance our church, to provide something greater that they hadn't already had in place. And so we just prayed into it, brought the Holy Spirit in, and we just ran with that in order to enhance the host teams, enhance Jesus culture.
Yeah, and just to make the place better, finding a way that we can contribute and use our skill sets and our abilities with the Holy Spirit's leading.
My story is I came here to Jesus Culture with a heart to serve. So at the end of Elements, I got a chance to sign up for what specific ministry I would like to be a part of. And my heart was to just serve wherever there was a need. So I checked every box and just wrote on the bottom wherever the need is, that's where I'd like to be placed. And within a week or so, I got a call from one of the children's directors, Angela. She asked me if I'd like to come in and be a part of the children's ministry. It wasn't initially my heart, but I went in there with a passion to serve wherever the Lord needed me. And as I began to serve, I got connected with the children. I got connected with the group of people that are serving there. And it just all began to grow on me. And God just started to develop in me a heart and a passion for the children. And now my wife and I are children's pastors for the 4th and 5th grade. God has started to develop opportunities for me to grow with these kids.
I grew up in a Catholic church and did not hear about speaking in tongues, and then I went to a conservative Christian church after that, and it was not really talked about there either. I went to a little church that's structured more like Jesus culture and kind of has faith like Jesus culture for a year before coming here, so I saw people speaking in tongues, but I had never done it. Didn't think I could, didn't think it was something that I was ever going to do. And then coming to Jesus culture, I got onto the Nepal team, and we just had a team meeting the other day where one of our members, Saul, just felt that we were all supposed to pray in tongues together, and I just thought that was going to be the most awkward thing ever because I don't do that. And so we just kind of closed our eyes and everybody started praying, and I just felt the Holy Spirit come on me and just started speaking in tongues, and it was really cool. And I have a prayer language and baptized in the Spirit, and now since then I've been practicing it more, and it's just feeling more and more natural all the time, and it's really personal and way I never thought I'd be connecting with God.
That's good. So why do I show you that? Because I know that culture can be duplicated. I know that serving can change people's lives. Why? Because serving with people changes your life. Because we need each other. There's this thing that I talk about in workshops. It's an epidemic in the church. It's called crowded loneliness. In other words, we can walk into church every Sunday. You can even be serving. But listen, if you're not seeking deeper community within a team or at a small group, whatever it may be, listen, you will leave just as lonely as when you came in. And I believe we can create a culture. Listen, if we'll just say yes and we'll begin to sacrifice in the trenches of ministry and roll up our sleeves. Listen, I believe strong relationships and friendships will be formed, and the foundation we'll look back on a night like this and we'll say, man, God spoke to us back then, and He is building something special here at Real Life. It's interesting because the last girl there, Liz, just signs up for the missions trip and goes to one of their prayer meetings. And her relationship with Jesus is changed forever. Just by being with people. Just by someone saying, hey, let's pray in our heavenly language. Have you ever been caught? Some of you don't pray in your heavenly language yet, but hey, how many know that's kind of an awkward situation for some people sometimes, right? But then God shows up. Can you guys just get out your card right here? Don't worry. I'm not coming at you right now, but I'm just going to kind of go down to some of the list. Listen, you'll notice it says servant leadership opportunities. Everything that you see on this card is an opportunity for God to use you in this next season that we're going to step in. I'm going to mention some really important ones, and I'm going to mention every single one on here, okay? So Real Kids Service are preschool age kids, so nursery through toddler. We have a problem. We have, if we are going to see families stick to our church, we have to expand our preschool age children's ministry. Right now we have our nursery 0 to 3 years old. That is unacceptable. We don't have a toddlers, and then we have 3s and 4s. And so we figured it out. I got in the room yesterday with the children's ministry team, and I said, how many do we have and how many do we need? And we came up with how many people per Sunday we need to do our children's ministry correctly so that families will stick. We need 19 people per Sunday. Currently, we have 9. So here's what I'm saying. The glory can be happening in here. Pastor Dean can be laying it down. Hallelujah. You can be shouting me down all you want, right? But if mama can't put her baby in the nursery, we got problems. Because she's not coming back. Because mama needs a break. And because we're not consumers, we want mama to have a good day at church. So that's a big need. In fact, it's such a big need. Carol, wave your hand back there. You can help Carol, Pastor Sean, and Michelle by helping us build this team. That is a big priority. Literally 19 people per Sunday. We could actually, I believe, listen, this is a critical piece in seeing our church grow. And so that one, she's going to be right there. So I am going to sell that one pretty hard to you. That's right there at the top. That's why. There it goes. Kids clubs for Wednesday nights. I'm going to get to that in a few minutes. Nursery, toddlers on Sunday. A special needs team leader. Danelle and the Kenworthies, where are you guys at? Talking to them. We need to. This is a community. This is a group in our community, families in our community that is literally untapped by the church. If that's in somebody's heart, it's right there for the next season that God's bringing us into. Facilities team, graphic artists, web developer. How have you seen our website? Okay, see, that's what I mean. 4 of you, right? The rest of you don't care, right? Listen, 85% of people that come to church decide if they're coming or not when they go to your website. Help me, somebody. Set up, here's some. Set up Sunday teardown, which happens on Friday. Set up for Monday school on Sunday. So you guys kind of see that, all those partitions in the back there quickly, but we're just getting ready for breaking down, helping Carol. Carol was here for an hour after church by herself, getting ready for preschool, getting the room ready for the preschool that happens the next day. If she just had a few more hands, she could be out of here in 15 minutes. So we're just looking for a setup and a teardown crew to happen on those days. How many know this is going to be a good season? Amen. It's going to be a good season. Transportation, rotate picking up folks that need rides. Greeters in the parking lot. This is a known fact. People decide whether they're coming. Another fact is people are deciding whether they're coming back within the first 7 minutes. How many know if we got a handshake out there in the first 7 seconds, that's going to make a difference? Artisan helping maintain the building at the Artisan. Community outreach team. I'm going to get to some of this. Ushers. Set up, tear down on Wednesday nights. I'm going to get to that as well. Saturday Artisan launch team. Yes, at some point. Security, decor team. How many of you guys think Pastor Jessie and her team did an excellent job tonight? Can you guys give her a hand? Look at this, man. Amazing. Amazing. Groundskeeper team. Man, I just walking up to the church. See, I'm the new guy here, so I notice everything. But that only lasts about 3 months until it just becomes normal. Man, if we had some fresh brown bark for the fall, it just makes a little difference, right? Camera operator, computer, Sunday slides, musicians, band, sound tech, light tech, group hosts. We're getting ready to launch our small group campaign, guest reception, info center, custodial volunteer at the Artisan, and greeter. These are all areas, listen, that tonight we're going to ask you to do something in this next season. But I'm not going to close you on the deal. Pastor Jessie is. So, lastly, how do we build this healthy culture of servanthood? Everybody say health. That's what we're going after. Every opportunity, this is what I want us to get in our hearts. Every opportunity is a meaningful one. That's our mentality. That's the mentality that we have to have. We want to lead people to their destiny, not sign people up for a dead-end job description, right? Volunteer and servant leaders want their service to be rewarding. And there's a difference. Presenting your potential volunteers with meaningful opportunities has a lot to do with releasing creativity with those opportunities. And that's why we want to empower people here at Real Life. For example, if you volunteer to be an usher and all you do, or all you think you do, is pass the plate for offering and put on a fake smile, the opportunity will go from meaningful to mundane in about 2 weeks. How many know that's true? However, if you present it with an opportunity to create a place where at our church we make people feel at home, I just put meaning behind what would otherwise be mundane. The second thing that we want to do, we want to do gatherings like this at least 2 to 3 times a year. Quarterly is being ambitious, so I'll say 2 to 3 times a year. But we want to celebrate one another. We want to cultivate a culture of appreciation among our volunteers. And I've heard all of the appreciation banquets that have happened in the past, so I'm not saying that you've never done it, but you can't stop doing it. Because it's important for us to be encouraged and to celebrate one another in our victories. How many like to be celebrated? People love to be celebrated. I'll never forget, I learned a lot in the Folsom Junior Bulldog Football League. But this was another thing that I learned. We had to volunteer 10 hours. 10 volunteer hours. And Amy always made me take hers, so I had 20. All right? 20 volunteer hours in the snack bar. And I always chose the snack bar and closing the snack bar because, I don't know, it was just easy to me. So I was taking out the trash, and the juice in the bags was all over me and all those things. And I'm chucking them in the dumpster, and I turn, and there's a lady there, and she goes, "Hi, do you have a son that plays?" I said, "Yeah, my son, this is his first year, and his name's Josiah." And I said, "Do you have a son or daughter that plays?" And she said, "Actually, no. My son played when he was younger, but he's been graduated from high school for about 2 years now. But he hasn't played in the league since he was 12. And I was like, "Do you want to take my spot?" My jaw dropped, and she went on to say, "I look forward, I do this." She said, "I volunteer every year and have so since my son played. I volunteer every year," because she goes, "Have you ever been to one of their appreciation banquets?" She said, "Nobody does it better." She says, they give you this, they give you that. She's, oh, you feel like $1 million. It's awesome. She's like, I will volunteer every year. I went back, at that time I was at New Life Community Church. I went back to my pastor and I said, hey, we're going to do an appreciation banquet for all our volunteers this year. We need to be appreciated and celebrated. To keep morale up. How do you know morale? We have to keep morale up. Gratitude for our volunteers is the starting point for forming the attitude of your volunteers. I talked a little bit about that Sunday. But attitude, you guys, will shift the atmosphere in this next season that we're going into. Our attitude's about serving, actually being excited, coming to church ready. Listen, and making a shift, and here we go. My helpers come. Making a shift, and here it is. We're making a shift at Real Life because we're not going to have volunteers anymore. We're going to have visioneers. We're all going to Disneyland. No. I told the staff that, and they said, man, that sounds Disney. I'm saying, exactly. You know how your kids get excited when you say, we're going to Disneyland, right? We're going from volunteers at Real Life to visioneers. What's a visioneer? A visioneer is someone who releases the vision and values of Real Life through their time, treasure, and talent. So listen, every time you shake a hand, you're releasing the vision of Real Life. How many know a handshake can change somebody's life? I've heard it time and time again. People say I was at the end of my rope, and someone greeted me with a smile and shook my hand, and it changed. Literally, the anxiety came down in their lives. They gave their life to Christ in the service because they got in, and their life has been changed forever just through a handshake. And we have to understand that God wants to use us every time we're serving to, listen, not to fill a need, but to fulfill a vision in seeing lives changed. Listen, don't put me in the nursery. Whatever you do, don't put me in the nursery. But how many know when you're rocking a baby, you can pray. You don't know where that baby's from. You don't know if that baby's a crack baby. You don't know. You don't know. And you can be praying over that child, changing the course of its destiny. Wherever you serve, just by touching. My wife sees this all the time. She works at Capital Christian Preschool, where anyone can anyone can be a part of that preschool, saved or unsaved. So families will drop their kids off, and Amy is able to minister to the parents. She's releasing the life of Christ every day. It's full-time ministry. So every time, listen, you're not just filling time. No, you're fulfilling your destiny, and you could be helps fulfill someone else's destiny. So we're making this shift from volunteers to visioneers. How many ready to make the shift with me? So what's the difference? Here we go. Volunteers fill a need. Visioneers fulfill their calling. Come on. Volunteers wait to be asked. Visioneers go in feet first. How many ready to go in feet first with me in this fall? Volunteers get burned out. Have you ever been burned out? Let's be honest. Visioneers, but listen, the difference is a visioneer knows what they're carrying. You are carrying hope. You are carrying Christ. The hope of glory lives inside of you. And when you have that attitude, listen, whatever you touch, whoever you come across, their life has the opportunity to be changed by a word you speak, by something encouraging you say, or by, like this girl, just by being in a room with people, got filled with the Holy Spirit. What a concept. Where am I at? If you burn out, you get filled up. There you go. Volunteers do the minimum. Visioneers release the maximum. Volunteers punch the clock. Visioneers are the first to arrive and last to leave. Volunteers are powerless. Visioneers are empowered. Volunteers just do what they're told. Visioneers ask what else they can do. Volunteers ask, what can I get? Visioneers ask, what can I give? Volunteers use talents to impress others. Visioneers use their talents to bless others. And then lastly, volunteers seek titles, but visioneers pick up towels. I'm almost done. If you're wondering what time it is, I'm almost done. One of the things that we've started doing at our staff is we've been trying to catch people in the act of service. So if we catch a staff member doing something that they weren't asked to do for somebody else outside of their department, we've created a little award at the office, and we call it the Towels Not Titles Award. So the first one went to Carol Battle. She got in there, rolled up her sleeves, and like scrubbed that sandbox. And you see how clean it is, and has done it a couple times. And so it was extra dirty. So she got the first one. Pastor Darnisha, her and Suki, her and Suki cleaned out Principal Kelvin Jackson's office while he was on vacation. He came back. It was all reorganized. So she got one. But I want to show you how this works when you celebrate people. Well, we had a busy, busy summer. And there's someone that always gets called upon around here. Always. He's got a thankless job. Always behind the scenes. You never see him unless you're really, really looking for him, because he's somewhere in a closet doing something. And tonight, the Towels Not Titles Award at Real Life Church for the Real Life Church staff in August goes to Dale. Where's Dale at? So tonight, I'm asking my team to come up again. And I'm asking you guys to pick up a towel. Why am I asking you to pick up a towel? You guys can go ahead and start passing them out. Because we're about to step into one of the best seasons that Real Life Church has ever experienced. And I'm not just doing that for hype. I'm doing that because what I'm experiencing and what the Lord is saying. I don't feel free to release to you, but I have leaders, other pastors calling me and giving me prophetic words over this church that I'm just not released to tell yet, because I just want to be like, okay, I'm good. I'll pray on that. I'll sit on that a little bit. But listen, I believe God has great things in store for us in just the next several months. We're going to experience things that we have never experienced before. So as you grab your towel, this is a few things that are coming up. Can I just give you some vision for the fall? Can I give you some vision for the fall? So this is Real Life Campaign, and don't start yet because I got one more little video clip. Is starting Sunday, August 24th. That means you're preaching too long. Hurry up, by the way, right? I know. Yeah, 10-minute warning, right? But this is Real Life. All Church Campaign is launching August 24th. What is Sunday, August 24th? We'll be launching the campaign. No, 27th, sorry. Got it wrong. 27th, and then Wednesday, the 30th, we'll be launching. What is it? It's 5 weeks focused on 4 values that I believe are going to help us step towards this revision if we'll just boldly step towards it together and say, I'm all in. And so on that 27th, on Sunday the 27th, we're going to have a big tailgate party like you guys have done in the past. We're going to be cooking it up outside, celebrating, signing people up into groups. The other thing that we're going to do, on Wednesday nights, we're launching a family night. tables will be set up just like this to go through. If you, again, one of the biggest hang-ups for people getting in groups is sometimes you just got a lot of kids, right? Or you don't know what to do with the kids, or the home is not suitable for the kids. And so we're going to have a family night here on Wednesday nights. Tables will be set up just like this here at Arena. Now listen, and then we're going to have it offered at the Artisan campus as well. And we're going to have cafe groups over there. And so we just got the study guide. We just completed this. Pastor Andrew helped get this thing done, got this thing expedited. And so this is our own content. We just filmed this a few weeks ago, and I want to give you a little taste. Can I do that? Here's a little taste. I think.
This is real life. Leading humbly looks like servanthood and expresses itself through giving one's life away. For 30 years, I've pretty much been a behind-the-scenes leader. And what I mean by that is that most people never knew about the path the Lord has led me on to get to this point in fulfilling a lifelong dream of being a lead pastor at a great multicultural church in Sacramento. For 10 years, I was a youth pastor that many times included mowing lawns and taking care of the landscape at the churches where I served. And even in the last 10 years, as an executive pastor, my job included janitorial duties after hours. All my ministry life, I've came alongside lead pastors and served their vision and helped them execute what was in their hearts, and it was satisfying and fulfilling. You see, I've always served with the mindset that I needed to be the first one to arrive and the last one to lead. Even most recently, before becoming the lead pastor at Real Life Church, where I serve now, I helped plant a church, and most every weekend, even being the most experienced person on staff, I was setting up and tearing down, even though I could have chosen to do otherwise. Why do I tell you all of this? Because the last 30 years of serving prepared me for the promotion I'm now experiencing. And guess what? Even as a lead pastor, I practice servanthood even more with my staff. To lead humbly is to put people first and yourself last. To lead humbly is to give away your life and not preserve it. To lead humbly is to live your life as an example to others before placing expectations on others. You see, servants don't seek a position. They serve with passion. Imagine a church where leadership or membership wasn't the goal, but instead it was to become a servant. This is real life. Leading humbly looks like servanthood and expressing.
That's a little teaser, little taste. And so that's going to be offered in all of our small groups. So if you're a group host, you're going to have that orientation, as well as we're aligning things at the church. So we're having a family night here. Well, we know we have family Sundays, but this is a night, let me just say it this way. It's a night for the entire family on Wednesday nights. And there'll be activity here at Arena and full. We'll have youth ministry, children's ministry, and then at the Artisan, we'll have the leadership school going, as well as cafe groups that'll be going through this study, and we'll be giving you more information on that in the next week or so. What else? Can I just tell you a few more things? We're going to continue to build the house of prayer on Tuesday nights. We're going to add a little bit of a teaching component to that. And then October is going to be dedicated to equipping and evangelism. Every week in October, we're going to make an effort to share the gospel with our friends, neighbors, and our communities, personally and together as a church. I'm meeting with Angelique Ashby, our city councilwoman, on September 18th to see how we can serve our city better, because we're going to be deliberate in both communities, here at Arena and at the Artisan, and I'm super excited about that. So what's that mean? So if we do some type of a family fun fair here at Arena, we're going to do something, even if it's on a smaller scale, we're going to do it at the Artisan as well. Come on, the Artisan is not our stepchild. All right. Because we're moving to this, we're one church, two locations. For real. One church, two locations. And so we're excited about impacting that community. And I've met several pastors there just recently and excited about working with them. November, we're going to do a series, and this is as far as I'm going to go. We're going to do a series called We Are Family, and we're going to have, and this is just me talking, this is vision, all right? So don't ask me how. Just get caught up in the wow for a moment, all right? We're gonna do a series called We Are Family, and we're gonna have a citywide Friendsgiving, and we're going to invite our lonely friends to join us. So we're gonna have a meal right here. How many know holidays are sometimes the loneliest for people to go through the holidays by themselves? We're gonna set it up just like this, and we're gonna decorate these tables with our finest china. Come on, I don't know, you gotta go dust off your china or something. We're going to set these tables up nice, and we're going to invite our friends to dinner. Oh, yeah, we're going to do something like that. And then December, we haven't even got that far like that, but we're going to keep it simple in December, all right? That's just a little bit of my heart. Are you guys ready to help? Are you guys ready for the opportunities that are before us? All right. Get me off stage, Pastor Jesse.
We said we wouldn't go past 8, but we're having so much fun. We're going to keep you here all night. There's a couple things on your table that I want to tell you about. We have some exciting things happen, like Pastor Dean just said, but we also want to bring support to those of you that are excited to be visionaries. And I don't know about you, but I am looking forward to this church fulfilling what God has for you and becoming visionaries and just really doing all of these things. So let me go through these real quick. First is the card that Pastor Dean was talking about. So here's the thing. This card doesn't even say all the stuff that goes on here at Real Life Church, but it's the urgent things. It's the things that we really need right now. And so if there's something on here that you don't see, but you just say, I'll do anything. I'll do anything. Put on there, I'll do anything. Otherwise, just look through there. I've already had, it was like an auction. I've already had someone text me and said, I'm going to do this. I'm signing up for this. So people are getting excited now. So go ahead and fill this out. And we're going to take pictures. We have some fun picture things to do back there at the RLC sign. Pastor Dean and Amy are going to be there. So if you want a picture with them, you have to turn one of these in. Okay? We are bribing you. That's right. So go ahead and fill this out. No, but seriously, we're going to do some worship in a couple minutes. And so if you just need some time to think about, okay, God, what do you want me to do? We don't want you just to jump in blind. We want you to ask God. And God's going to tell you something. He's going to tell you something. And so keep your ears open and listen to God. So we're going to have worship in a couple minutes. And you just ask God, what are you telling me? Okay, next, go viral with the vision. So a lot of you are on social media. If you're not, get on it. But we want to go viral with a vision. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a Visioneer of the Week. We're going to catch somebody in action and post it on social media. But we want to give you the opportunity to do the same. So if you're here on a Sunday, on a Wednesday, on a Tuesday, whatever it might be, and you see somebody that is doing awesome, go ahead and take a picture and post it on social media. Hashtag RLC Now, hashtag RLC Visioneer, okay? And so we want to celebrate. We want to pump other people. We want to show what RLC is all about. So go viral with a vision. And then next is our Visioneer Green Room. And so we know that some of you are here for 6 hours plus on Sundays. And I know some of you ladies are like, where do I put my purse? Where do I put my jacket? I need some water. I just need a place to sit real quick. And so my office is going to be that place every Sunday. And so you need just a quick second to get yourself together so you can get back out there and greet. Come on into my office. We're going to have some stuff for you guys. We'll have the service live streaming and just some other refreshments in there. It'll be just a great opportunity to meet some other people. And so this is a place where you can come on Sundays and get connected and get refreshed. Okay, and then lastly, how do I get started? We want to make sure that every single person knows what to do. If you want to serve, here's what to do. So if you cannot give your card tonight, if you don't want a picture with Pastor Dean and Amy, I'm just saying. No, they will do pictures. If you don't have a card, they will still take a picture with you, okay? But if you want to get started, but you can't turn in a card tonight, you can go to our website, enjoyreallife.com/connect. Go to the serve button. There's an online form there. Fill that out, and it'll come directly to me. And I'm going to send that to the ministry lead. You will get a response within a week from a person to tell you the next step on what to do. And then you can also, we'll have these cards available on Sunday. So if you are not an online person, you can come Sunday to the info center and fill it out. But once you're connected to your ministry team or teams, okay, you don't have to just do one thing. There's lots of things. Once you're connected, you'll be added to the Visioneer Network. And so monthly, you'll receive leadership insights, ways to discover more about fulfilling your call, and then sneak peeks into the upcoming events of RLC. So this is something new also that we're doing. And I want you to get excited because it's going to be great. And like when I said the word network, I mean it. We're going to become a network. There's a church called Sunday Assembly. Let me just say it real quick. They are all around the world. There's 300 congregations. They started because they go, we want a place to connect. They have serving teams. They give tithes. They support each other. It's a great place to be. They're missing one thing, Jesus. They are not a religious church whatsoever. You can believe whatever you want to believe. They do not believe in God. And so how much more dynamic can we be if we come with the attitude of Jesus is inside me and I'm serving because I'm fulfilling my call and because we're calling people to Jesus. We can do so much more than those 300 Sunday assemblies. We can reach people for Christ. So don't hesitate. Now is the time. You have the card. You have online. We have all kinds of ways. If you have questions, any of our staff members are here to help. We love you guys. We want you to be fulfilled. We want you to catch the vision. And this is a new day for RLC. Don't miss the opportunity to be a part of all the things that are going to happen here. Okay? So let's stand up. We're going to pray, and Desiree is going to take it away. Let me say real quick, thank you to everybody that pitched in. Adam, he set this whole thing up. Desiree helped with the decorations, and she's doing worship, and our staff just stepped in. It has been a beautiful example of teamwork, so thank you guys. Let's give that team a real big hand real quick. Yeah, and we even have a junior high youth up here. She's ready to serve already. So let me just pray real quick. Father, I thank you, God, that you give us the opportunity to serve. God, that you trust us enough to reach people with what the gifts that you've given us. Lord, you desire that we give all that we are. And so I pray that tonight, if there is one person teetering, wondering if this is what they should do, God, that you would tell them, number one, yes. Number two, it's a way to get to know other people. And number three, that you have a plan for them in all of this. So we trust you, God. We believe in great things. Speak to us. Open our ears to hear what you have to say. We ask all these things in your name. Amen. So we're going to take a couple minutes to worship.
You know, we've been singing this song, Take Courage, a lot recently. And the first time that I ever heard it, I was praying and I was asking God, I was like, God, I don't feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel like I'm waiting. And then I heard this song and I was just like, okay, God, I don't know what your purposes are for me. I don't know where you want me to serve you, what you want me to do. But whatever you have, God, you're my purpose. And that's why we're all here. Not for awards, not for anything, but from the God who saved us. We have a purpose to meet here, a purpose to worship, because he is King, he is Lord. Slow down, take time, breathe in, he said, he'd reveal what's to come. Thoughts in his mind, always higher than mine, and he'll reveal all to come. Take courage, my heart, stay steadfast, my soul. He's in the waiting, he's in the waiting. Hold on to your hope as your triumph unfolds. He's never failing,
Sing praise, my soul. Find strength in joy. Let His words lead you on. Do not forget His great faithfulness. Finish all He's begun. Take courage, my heart. Stay steadfast, my soul. He's in the waiting. He's in the waiting. Hold on to your hope as your triumph unfolds. He's never failing. He's never failing. Take courage, my heart. Stay steadfast, my soul. He's in the waiting. He's in the waiting. Hold on to your hope as your triumph unfolds. He's never failing. He's never failing.
Sing this out with me, guys. You make all things new.
You make all things. You make all things. We'll follow you. You make all things new. Yes, you make all things new. And I will follow you forward. You make all things new. Yes, you make all things new. And I will follow you forward.
Make that our prayer today, guys.
You make all things new. Yes, you make all things new. And I will follow you forward. We'll follow you. We'll follow you. Our God, our King, we'll follow you.
Yes, He makes all things new. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, you guys are excused. If anybody would like to tear down, that's awesome. Just don't tear down the first 8, okay? Dale's going to put some cones. We love to tear down, so don't do those first 8, okay? But you can do the back ones if you would like. Be blessed. Go forward. God is making you new. Amen? See you Sunday.